set for our championship game here on video on Cable 11 Sports. We'll go down to our PA announcer and pick up these team starters.
At 7 feet, the giant of Linden Woods, number 50, Todd McCullough. And now for the home team, wearing number 4, Speedy Lennon Mangaron. Wearing number 40, forward, 6'1", James Bohm. Playing guard, number 21, Wes Burrows. At forward, 6 feet even, number 23, Chris Lucas. And the man in the middle, number 44, Rob Tim.
Scotty Martin does a good job.
Scotty getting right into those introductions, and both teams step out onto the floor. Referee Charlie Kurtz about to send up the tip-off for this championship final, and on the home screen will be the Oak Park Raiders. Shaftesbury will be the visitors in this game. These teams, Brent, have met 3 different times, and Shaftesbury came away with the early advantage, but Oak Park won the last one.
Oak Park won the last league game to not only to go first in the St. James Assiniboine Conference, but to take over that precious number 1 ranking in the province. This being the 4th meeting of the 2 teams tonight.
Tip-off in Shaftesbury, and we've got a problem with the clock to start with. I forgot to set it, I believe, at the 10-minute mark, so we ran out very quickly. I think we're going to do that over again, or not? Look at the ball to Shaftesbury for the right call there.
Blair, there's some real keys to this game. Both teams like to play a very patient offense. Of course, Shaftesbury looking to get the ball into Todd. Well, Oak Park will kill you with their consistency. They're a very consistent, patient team that will make few mistakes and fewer turnovers.
Almost double and triple teaming Todd McCullough here one time. Nice move inside. Karan going up, comes up short on the shot, and there's Mangaron. We'll see a lot of him today.
Absolutely. One of the best point guards, if not the best point guard in the province right now. Lennon has the ability to control a game.
Mangaron drives inside of McCullough, comes up short. Enough to go high to get that rebound. No score here in the first minute of this championship final. Fraser drives in baseline, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
That's one of the things Shaftesbury will do. They like to, they'll play a slow game and an up-tempo game, and you see a Shaftesbury player attacking the basket, trying to draw the foul.
For Oak Park, number 40, Mike Mulvey, picking up his first personal foul. That's the team's first at the line. Ryan Fraser to shoot 2, unsuccessful on the first. We still have no score. We've played 48 seconds.
Ryan Fraser's had an outstanding tournament. Player of the game in the last game that Shaftesbury played. He's really stepped up his play in the last couple of weeks. Quickly,
Oak Park comes down court. Lucas, 23 now, left side. They bring the ball back out to the top.
Coach Asano calling for his motion offense. It was a series of screens and picks, and that's what it's designed to do, to free the player up on the inside.
Mangaron able to get inside, and quickly pressure from the Raiders.
Speaking with Coach Casano today, he said that they would play a full court man-to-man, be very aggressive, make Shaftesbury take a lot of time, and hopefully cause a few turnovers in the backcourt.
McCullough being double teamed down low. They come outside, number 21 from the outside. That's Colin Jones, and Mangaron can get up as well to Sky. Quickly they come up court to Tim. Tim going off the glass for 2, and he'll go to the line with a chance to complete a 3-point play.
That whole play sequence set up by excellent block out. There was a double block out on McCullough. The other Oak Park players blocked their fellas out, allowing Mangaron to come away with the pass, and that's an example of just how good Mangaron sees the floor. Super pass up the floor to Tim. Tim taking it right to the basket.
And at the line for the Oak Park Raiders, 44. That's Rob Tim with a 3-point play. It's now a 5-1 Oak Park lead.
That's been one of the things that Coach Casano has been concerned about, is the lack of first half scoring by Oak Park. We played them earlier in the year. In fact, in their tournament we held them to 6 or 7 points in one quarter. I believe it was the second quarter. And that's something we spoke about today, is the fact that Oak Park has to come out and score some points, and they've certainly done it here in the opening minutes.
5-1, they lead. Now 2 minutes have gone by here in this first quarter. That ball thrown away.
A little confusion on the
again
floor.
has great speed, and he'll go easily off the glass for 2.
The Shaftesbury players weren't aware that the ball was in play at that particular time, and that's costly. In a game that could come down to 2 points at the end, that could be a big play right there.
Talked earlier about the speed of Lenny Mangaran, and again, he just picked that ball up and drove. Jones with a fingertip roll. Nice move by Colin Jones.
He's one of the players that have to pick it up. Oak Park will obviously try to keep the ball out of Todd's hands, and Colin Jones is one of the players that has to pick up the intensity on both ends of the floor.
Turnover by the Raiders, and that I don't think we'll see a lot of today.
Absolutely not. That's you can count the number of times Oak Park will turn the ball over on both hands. Here we see it down the floor. Lennon Mangaran going to the hole hard. That's the thing, Blair, that Oak Park won't turn the ball over. They'll keep a very consistent, patient style of play. It's very interesting to see them make that pass.
Shaftesbury now will move the ball outside the perimeter. McCulloch has not touched it down low. They get it to him this time. Big number 50 takes a step out. Nice dish off. Frazier goes up, comes up short, drives for his own rebound. And that foul, I believe, will go on the number 40, I believe, for Oak Park.
You can see the defense that time. Tim being very aggressive, not allowing Todd McCulloch to go where he wants to go and set up in the low post. And immediately upon getting the ball, there's a quick double team. You'll see that happen all night long, and it will have to happen if Oak Park wants to stay on top and beat this team.
Mulvey picking up his second personal foul, the team's second this half. On the outside.
Nice inside basket. Now you see the defense that Shaftesbury likes to play. They came out man-to-man, but now they're in what they call their monster. It's a very interesting zone defense designed to create turnovers.
Good ball movement right now by Oak Park, able to bring that ball right left. Mangaran open from the outside off the front iron. Coming away with it, number 22, Jeff Braun.
You see the shift in the defense from Shaftesbury, causing Oak Park to take that outside shot. In the last 2 trips down the floor, they got easy inside baskets. Speaking with Coach Gooch, the Shaftesbury coach today, he wanted to play man-to-man, and it didn't last too long, not even 4 minutes in the first quarter.
Rob Tim picking up his first personal foul, the team's third. A 2-point lead for the Raiders. They led by as many as 6 in the early going. Shaftesbury able to cut it down to 2.
Shaftesbury usually likes to platoon their fellas through the game. They have a very deep bench. As a matter of fact, both these teams are very deep. Shaftesbury liking to platoon. So far, we've only seen 6 players into the game tonight.
Ron taking that shot, coming up short and going over top. That's number 21, Colin Jones, picking up his second personal foul, the team's second of this half.
Colin Jones, a very good jumper, and of course, just a little out of position that time. Tried to make up for it with his leaping ability. Unfortunately, with his arms reaching over the top, got pegged for the foul.
Oak Park with a great offense, and here they almost throw the ball over one more time. They get the ball back. They had good movement, just the ball inside, and it comes right back out again, cross court.
Shaftesbury monster defense so far being quite successful since they've switched from man-to-man, causing Oak Park to take some shots that they don't normally take.
Number 23, Chris Lucas will pick up that weak side ball foul off the shot. Number 25, Jane Boucham.
As Oak Park come to play, we've seen very passionate displays of emotion from the teams, from both Tim and Lucas at various times during this first quarter. Shaftesbury switched the defense. They were down 7-1. It's now 7-5.
Shaftesbury once again the opportunity to tie this game up.
Shaftesbury very content right now to look for McCulloch inside.
McCulloch getting the ball there. Good reach by McCulloch and gets the roll for 2.
Tim and McCulloch are having a war inside. Tim, is number 44 for Oak Park, is working extremely hard and keeping McCulloch from doing what he wants to do.
We're tied at 7 as we move down to 5 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter. Just the ball to Tim, open on the outside. Number 21. Pardon me, shot from the top. That's number 12, James Booth.
If there's a soft spot on this monster defense that Shaftesbury likes to run, it's right from the top of the key. When we played them earlier this year in the Westman Classic, we were able to hit quite a number of shots from that spot and take it down to a 4-point game in the final moments.
Fraser with a step inside. Strong on that shot. The ball comes right back to the Titans. 9-7. 3 lead changes in this game.
Oak Park very concerned with what McCullough's doing right now.
And the shot goes astray, so the ball's turned over. A chance now for Oak Park to regain a 4-point lead.
There's that high post where Tim is.
Hands up high. Butcher from the outside. McCullough with a rebound.
If anybody ever wondered what an advantage it has to have a 7-footer on their team, they just saw it right there. Todd will make you take shots and alter your shot and cause you all kinds of grief when you get the ball inside. Oak Park is going to have to maintain a good percentage from the outside in order to stay equal with this team. Todd just takes away everything you've got inside.
9-7, 3 minutes 58 seconds remaining in this first quarter. You're watching the championship final of the 19th annual Winnipeg Invitational basketball tournament on video on Cable 11 Sports. McCullough inside, another roll for 2. He has 6 in the game.
There's the other example of having a 7-footer on their squad. Oak Park was in a very good defensive position. Nothing they can do when Todd gets that ball up above his head.
Shot from the top. Good follow through there from number 5.
Number 5, Jeff Pahinsky into the game specifically to shoot that ball from the high post. Lennon Mangron with a beautiful 3-point shot on the outside, and that's one of the key points I was talking about before. Mangron, Shaftesbury has to be very concerned with what Mangron's doing. They can't let him get into a rhythm and control this game.
Shot, doesn't get the roll. McCullough for 2 more.
Blair, Todd McCullough will get 20 points strictly on offensive rebounds. He'll get 10 putbacks a game.
McCullough now has 8 points here in this opening quarter. Get the ball back inside. It's given away. It's a 1-point ball game. Shaftesbury Titans trail by 1. So again, they're getting the ball inside and making no mistake is Todd McCullough with 10.
Shaftesbury taking the lead exclusively on Todd McCullough. Last 3 times down, they've looked for him. All 3 times he's answered.
13-12 now the Titans lead the Oak Park Raiders. Shot from the outside. Roach, number 5, comes up short. Good save there by Ryan Fraser.
The defensive adjustment that Shaftesbury made has been the reason for this turnaround. That and the fact that Todd has hit 3 shots inside. But Oak Park hasn't got off a good shot, with the exception of the one on the high post, since they've made the change on the defense.
Ball's deflected, out of bounds, turnover. Subs coming into the game for both teams. Oak Park will bring the ball up, trailing by 1. Number 4, Mandro.
See, Oak Park has changed. They've moved Tim into the high post spot, that soft spot in the monster defense.
Nice dish off and good ball movement on the Oak Park side. Got to move that ball inside and out, looking for that opening. Mangron goes up on McCullough and goes right over top for 2.
That's one of the reasons why he's the most dangerous outside player in the province. He's not afraid of anybody. Probably the smallest player on the floor going up against the biggest.
Mangron with 9 points here in this opening quarter.
Shaftesbury being very patient, looking for their guy inside.
They're all over him, and once again, there's that foul. Number 44, Rob Tim, picking up his 2nd personal foul. And I guess they're going to have to be careful down low because they are doing a lot of leaning right now, and referees can only let so much of that go.
Well, Tim is really leaning hard on Todd, but that's really the only way you can play a 7-footer. You've got to be aggressive on him, and you're going to take a few of those fouls. Now, Tim's picked up his 2nd. He's going to have to be a little more careful, and Coach Cassano is going to have to start to look to his bench as he is sending number 20 into the game, probably to relieve Tim from his duties of guarding McCullough.
14-13, Oak Park in the lead. We've had 5 lead changes here in this first quarter. Make it 6 now as McCullough has 12 points.
Triple team inside on that pass. Todd gets the ball up high and interns with it high. There's just not too much you can do. He's got very soft hands. He's very good. One of the reasons why he's going to the NC2A is soft hands. This defense has taken Oak Park right out of their offensive objectives. Oak Park, very aggressive, slashing, cutting team. Hasn't been able to get too many players going to the basket with the exception of Mangron on that last trip.
Inside 30 seconds, Oak Park trailing by 1, holding on to the ball. Gonna move it down, get 1 shot away here. No, Mangron from 3-point range. One hits up high and comes away. Now 10 seconds remaining here in this first quarter.
Shaftesbury will probably try to look inside for Todd.
They get the ball there. Todd turns on 4 different men, and great hands by Mangron as he throws it with just 1 second and off the front iron.
But there's an example. The last 3 trips down the floor, they got the ball into Todd. They got it up high to him. He was able to intern with the ball above his head and make the score. That time the ball wasn't delivered above his head. Todd, a little bit off balance, had to put it to the floor and didn't have a chance of getting a shot off. It's an example of coming up on the screen of Shaftesbury getting the ball inside. Take a look at how high Todd keeps it, right above his head, interning. Doesn't matter how many players you play against him. When the 7-footer gets the ball up above his head, there's just not too much you can do. Only hope that he can miss the shot.
Now I want Wes, you take a baseline. Okay, we want. Hey, we're not posting up low. We don't, no low post. Okay, so Robbie, if you got him anywhere, right in here, right in this area. Okay, and then we want Chris. Okay, look for your shot. Okay, and Jeff over here. And Jeff, you got to look for that shot, eh? You got to look for that shot. It's there. Okay, you can hit that. All right. So we're looking for diagonals right now. Okay, on the swing here, we're looking for diagonals, or we go for Robbie. Robbie, look this way, right away.
When it comes around and like, I know it's wide open. You're the top man. You're the point. You guide him. Did a good job. Steer him to one side. You're gonna have to work on D. Let's give him 1 shot. The wingers, hands up. Okay.
Coach Cassano not wanting to post anybody up down low because it would be virtually useless right now at this point in time with Todd with no fouls. He can take some chances, go for some block shots. So they've decided to go with a more of a slashing offense, a diagonal cutting offense, trying to free up shooters. Shaftesbury, Coach Gooch has got to be satisfied with his play of his boys. They were down 7-1. They've now got a 1-point first quarter lead.
Well, if McCullough sitting on the bench, maybe Coach Cassano hoping he would have posted somebody up here at this point, but we'll see how their offense runs. We saw the perspiration running off the face of Chris Lucas there during that quarter break. 15-14, Shaftesbury with a 1-point lead in that first quarter. We had 6 different lead changes. The game was tied once. The largest lead was 6 points by the Oak Park Raiders. Oak Park now trails by 1, looking to regain the lead. Shot doesn't go, but number 20 there. And a great block by Chad Jones on Paul Evans.
Quick jumping ability by Shaftesbury's Colin Jones.
Shot from the outside. Lucas, 2 opportunities will not fall, so Shaftesbury has a chance to add to that 1-point lead.
It's an example of Oak Park suffering from the first half shooting blues. They came out very strong and they've slowed down somewhat on their offensive pace.
Ball's taken away on the turnover. Again, really quick hands on that Oak Park team on defense.
One of the strategies Oak Park will use against this defense is to put 4 players on the perimeter, pass the ball around, and make Shaftesbury work very hard.
Burrows steps inside for 2.
That's one of the things Wes Burrows is very good at. Taking the ball to the basket. He's got a good quick step and good jumping ability. Elevates very high, puts good rotation on the ball.
1-point lead now for the Raiders. Inside a minute and a half gone here in this second quarter. Ball's being banged away, trying to pick it up, and there's a foul. Number 23, or pardon me, it's 21, Wes Burrows picking up his first personal foul.
We've got a replay of that last block by Colin Jones. Chris Lucas taking the shot, 20 getting the rebound. Colin Jones, very quick feet. Notice on that Blairy, Colin Jones, the defender, kept his hands up, and a lot of young players will drop their hands and pick the foul up in the attempt to block the shot, but Colin kept his hands up, clean block all the way.
Number 3, Ryan Fraser taking the ball out to the top.
Todd McCullough's checked back in the game. You won't see him take too many rests this one. Coach Gooch will probably set him down periodically through the game to give him a couple minutes and then put him right back in.
Both teams have 7 or 8 players they'll use. Shot from the outside. That was number 24, Dave Christensen. The shot goes out of bounds off the rim.
A little bit of confusion in the Shaftesbury offense that time down the floor. They had Todd high. They were looking to get him low and couldn't quite set him up.
The ball inside and outside again. Oak Park really with a lot of ball movement, just trying to get that defense of Shaftesbury to move around.
Those are the diagonals that Coach Cassano was talking about, those diagonal slashing passes designed to make the Shaftesbury defense work hard and tire out.
See you being a little intimidated stepping inside against a 7-footer. You might want to take an extra step around, and Tim did at that point and called for the travel.
In the final last year when we played them, I think Todd had 18 blocked shots.
Owen Jones looks inside. Nice dish out. We'll call it turnaround. And for a big man, he has a nice touch in that turnaround jumper.
Oh, he's got great hands. He's got probably the nicest set of hands in basketball terms of anybody in the province.
17-16. 8 different lead changes in the first quarter, 3 minutes of this game. Shot from the outside. Mangron long on that one, but on the weak side, Roach is able to take that one down for the Raiders. Shot again from the outside by Mangron. Goes off.
One of the key things in the game, Oak Park has to keep a scoring pace with Shaftesbury. Shaftesbury will come down and score. Oak Park, it puts the pressure on Oak Park to keep up. They don't want to go into the locker room at halftime with trailing. Obviously, no coach wants to go in the locker room trailing, but it's really deadly against this team.
Fraser with a great pass to Jones, but Jones in anticipation stepped one too many and called for the travel.
You see Fraser in the middle of this monster defense, number 3 for Shaftesbury. When the ball goes to the corner, he will go and follow the ball to the corner. That time he didn't. He came up with a steal.
Stepped into the passing lane. Number 3, Ryan Fraser takes the ball away for the Titans.
That's a sign of a good team when you have players who can make adjustments on the go without having to use a timeout or take a substitution.
Mangron again with those really quick hands. The ball's knocked out of bounds off Shaftesbury. Quickly they turn the ball in. And there we put in a goaltending ball with number 23, Chris Lucas with his first basket of the game.
Well, Oak Park really picked up the defensive intensity the last 2 trips down the floor, caused some turnovers, and that obviously that one there which led to the fast break layup.
That quick pass in there. Oak Park able to take the ball from out of bounds and just firing it down court. The referee doesn't have to handle it in the backcourt, and caught Shaftesbury by surprise, and it's twice that's happened now in this game.
One of the things that happens when you want to get to this next level of basketball, Blair, to elevate your team into the top 10 is you've got to take advantage of those transition situations. As the defense oftentimes dogs it or walks it back, the offensive team can take advantage by getting the ball up the floor and making a quick bucket on that. In a game like this, will certainly come down to a 1 or 2 point deficit at the end, or maybe the last team that has possession. Every possession is important.
Whenever you're playing, I guess, a Randy Cassano coach basketball team, you've got to expect everything to happen out there because his team's very well prepared.
He's really got his team playing very, very well. They're aggressive on defense, relentless on defense, and very, very patient on offense. He's really got his boys trained to make very good decisions.
Of course, he and Darren Klapik have been doing that Oak Park team for a number of years, and they've got things very well established at that school over in the South End.
They've got some great feeder programs, and the kids are excited about going up to play basketball for Oak Park and really work hard.
Inside again, the quick hands. Mangron, unbelievable, able to slap that ball away without getting any of the hand on McCullough.
That's a key point we talked about. Todd brings the ball down. They're going to strip it. Oak Park is waiting for that to happen.
Number 3, Ryan Fraser will pick up his first personal foul, the team's third.
Number 3, Ryan Fraser.
5 minutes, 52 seconds remaining. 18-17. Oak Park out in front by 1. First half action here in the final game of the Winnipeg Invitational Tournament Final.
Oak Park again going with those diagonal passes and hoping to get Shaftesbury caught on a defensive slide to free up the shooter.
Tim from the top of the key.
Shaftesbury content to set up their offense, wait for Todd to get down low.
Shot from the outside, off the glass, number 22, Jeff Braun.
Jeff Braun called that shot. He shot it high, right in the middle of the white square in the backboard. One of the reasons they do that is if the shot misses, Todd's going to pick up the offensive rebound.
10 different times here in this first half, the lead has changed hands. The ball's taken away. Great job by Colin Jones to step into that passing lane.
You can see the tempo slow down a little bit. Shaftesbury having to work very hard on offense, or excuse me, on defense. They're not getting the ball up the floor as quick, and of course, maybe using that as a little rest period.
Out of bounds, ball on the side. Oak Park again, quickly looking down court. Tim able to pick that ball, stops in the paint area, tries to dish it out. The hands are up, and Fraser comes away with it. Fraser driving inside off the front iron, battles for the ball to get it back. And we've got a foul.
That was great defense on Chris Lucas's part. He ran by the ball, established himself down low in the paint, challenged the referee to call a charge. Here we'll see it on the replay here. Just missed it, just came in a little bit late, but the Shaftesbury player had to alter his shot or he would have been called on a charge. Great defensive play by number 23 from Oak Park.
Lennon Mangron picking up his second personal foul, the team's sixth. At the line, number 24 for Shaftesbury, Dave Christensen. He's successful in the first of 2 free throw opportunities. Misses the second one. Tim able to pick it up for the Raiders. 20-18. Shaftesbury now leads by 2. That is their largest lead in this game. Oak Park led by as many as 6 in the early minutes. Ever since then, we've had a 1 or 2 point game going on.
Both teams taking a lot of time on offense. It's a sign of well-coached teams not rushing their shot, taking the shot from the position and the player they want.
Park not afraid to throw that ball across the floor at all. Another move inside. Number 3, Ryan Fraser, will pick up his second personal foul, the team's 4th.
Well, they're very skilled, Oak Park, that is. And they were catching the ball with their feet pointed towards the basket, their heads up, always looking for the opportunity to drive and attack the basket. And that freezes the defense, much like a quarterback pump faking. The defense is frozen and allowing a much easier pass.
Inside, 4 minutes remaining here in this first half. Mangron from 3-point range, not getting it to drop, and McCullough pulls off the defensive board. Great steal
hustle
there
by Chris Lucas.
Lucas, number 23, and number 21 now. Burrows coming back quickly up court.
Actually, Fraser did a good job in that steal to keep Wes Burrows holding the ball. Oak Park had 2 players open underneath, but he couldn't get the pass off for fear of a turnover.
Number 40 from the outside, Mike Mulvey with his first 2 points, and we're tied at 20.
Good shot.
3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining here in this first half, 20-20. And again, a fairly low-scoring affair in high school basketball.
I think that the low-scoring game favors Oak Park. They want to keep the score in the 60s, which is relatively a low-scoring game for 10-minute high school quarters, and that will only add to their advantage. They don't want this game to get up in the 70s. I really believe that if the game does get into 70s, it will really give Shaftesbury an advantage.
Mulvey from the outside, and he has 4 points here in the second quarter, and a 2-point Raiders lead.
That's the other thing about Oak Park. They've got so many weapons. That's number 20 coming in, hitting those 2 free throw shots the first time we've seen him.
What a roll by Wes Burrows, and he's back to a 4-point Oak Park lead. And we've got a foul on number 40, Mike Mulvey, and that will be his 3rd personal foul, and that will put Shaftesbury at the bonus line.
Well, Mulvey picking up his 3rd one after hitting those 2 baskets has to be very disappointed for Coach Cassano, who's taken him out of the game. He's in a little bit of an offensive lull there in the first half. He stepped up and hit a couple big shots to give him that 4-point lead, but unfortunately the 3rd foul puts him on the bench.
bonus situation, so they'll come down the shoot here with 2 minutes and 24 seconds. Earlier, before action got away, we talked about with each other a couple keys in this game that could go either way. I'm going to bring those in right at this point.
One of the big keys in the game is number 4 for Oak Park, Lennon Mangron. Lennon Mangron came out, hit a couple of shots early, and gave Oak Park that quick jump in the lead. Shaftesbury has switched their defense, and it's taken Lennon out of the game. He hasn't been as productive offensively as Coach Cassano would like him to be in the latter moments of this first half. But he definitely is a key. Lennon gets on track. Oak Park stands a good favor to win the game.
Braun hitting the front end and the back end of that bonus situation to cut that Oak Park lead to 2. So in the final 2 minutes and 20 seconds, with Shaftesbury going to the line on each Oak Park foul, that could come in significant play here. Inside to Tim. Tim being double teamed in the paint area, so he decides to turn around and dish it back out.
You can see how valuable and how vulnerable that high post area is. Shaftesbury very concerned when any Oak Park player gets the ball at the top of the free throw line.
Outside, number 23 with that shot, Lucas. The side iron and back out. Chance now for Shaftesbury to tie it up.
Trying to set a play up to get it inside to McCullough.
They do get it inside. A great job by Tim to take it away.
Oak Park has done a great job of keeping the ball away from McCullough in the second quarter, and that's another key point of this game. Oak Park can keep it out of the hands of Todd. That's just another big advantage for them.
Ball's out of bounds, so once again, with a minute 23, Shaftesbury a chance to tie this game up.
Shaftesbury players looking like they might be getting a little tired walking up the floor. Shaftesbury trying to set something up on the baseline.
Shaftesbury very patient as well to move that ball around the outside. So 2 good passing teams here, and of course a couple different things they're looking for. Every time Shaftesbury can get that ball with that passing, they're trying to look to McCullough down inside, I'm sure.
Absolutely, they're taking lots of time here. Coach Gooch telling them they've got lots of time to get the ball into the paint, take the shot they want.
McCullough was not square that time when he let it go.
Forced it up a bit soon that time. We've got a whistle.
Picked that up. I think there was a foul on the side here. Holding foul. Foul on number 50. McCullough picking up his first personal foul. The team's 5th with 45 seconds remaining. Oak Park enjoying a 2-point lead.
Shaftesbury will probably be very patient, look for the last shot here. Maybe take a 4-point lead into the locker room.
Oak Park Raiders 24. Shaftesbury Titans 22. Oak Park now moving down to 20 seconds remaining. Not moving towards that basket yet.
But they can hold the ball out there as long as they want, as long as Shaftesbury has a player out there in that area.
Down inside 8, they take that 3-point opportunity. Great job there by Burrows to try to go around McCullough. Only a few seconds left. We've got a blocking foul on number 23, Lucas, with just 2 seconds. But most important there, that will send Shaftesbury to the line with a chance to shoot the bonus.
Not a bad decision by Chris Lucas there. Even though it might be doubtful that Shaftesbury would have got a shot off, he gambled and set up trying to cause Fraser into a travel. It's just unfortunate he got a little too close and picked up the foul.
At the line, number 3, Ryan Fraser, with just 2 seconds remaining in this first half. His team down by 2. If he can sink both of them, he will tie it up, and he gets the front end. Second, so we're tied at 24. Lucas firing it down the length of the court off the back wall, but the first half comes to an end, and we're right back where we started. 24-24, Oak Park and Shaftesbury. Any comments on that first half?
I think this is definitely favoring Oak Park right now. This first half, they've managed to maintain a low score. Plus, they're going in tied up. I really believe that if Shaftesbury was allowed to get a first half lead, it would have been a decided factor. At this point in time, Oak Park has a decided factor going into second second half. It's low scoring, and it's all tied up.
24-24, and we'll be back in just a moment with the second half of this championship final game here from the Tech Fox Gymnasium. Half of this championship game with the Shaftesbury Titans tied right now with the Oak Park Raiders 24-24. Team's got off to a good start, but a dearth of scoring in that second quarter, Pete.
Well, boy, Blair, both teams sure picked up the defensive intensity. Obviously, Oak Park wanting to take Todd McCullough out of the game, and conversely, Shaftesbury wanting to get the ball into him. It really bottlenecked their scoring. And Lennon Mangron really had a great first quarter. Got no scoring in the second quarter. He's really a key to that offensive punch.
Both teams coming back out to the floor right now. Shaftesbury this time will go from left to right on your screen as there's referee Charlie Kurtz ready to inbound the ball again. We're tied at 24. 11 different times in that first half. The lead changed hands 3 different times. We were tied, and we are tied now as the third quarter gets underway.
Oak Park staying in their man-to-man defense. Lots of pressure on Todd.
Cron's open right by the paint, decides to flip it back out. See if they can go back to what worked for them very well at the end of the first quarter, and that was getting the ball to McCullough down low. Cron's open for 2.
Very casual shot, flipped it in.
26-24. 2-point lead now for the Titans.
They're going to have to get, Shaftesbury's going to have to get scoring from the other players. Todd is really bottlenecked, double and triple teamed almost every time.
Both teams have just really been relying on their big guns for the scoring. Mangron for Oak Park. Nice pass inside. The ball deflected away.
That was super offense and great defense. But there again, the 7-footer really changes your offensive patterns.
Get the ball inside McCullough. Nice dish off on the outside. And we've got a foul, number 23. That's Chris Lucas, and he'll pick up his 3rd personal foul. Team's first of the half. Here's
the block. We see Todd playing defense. Great recovery. Super footwork by the big guy, keeping his eye on the ball. Back at the other end here, one of the things that we said at the start of the game is Oak Park was going to have to keep the ball out of Todd's hands. Number 1, obviously, because he can score a lot of points. But number 2, he's a great passer. And that time was an excellent example. And Todd was doubled down low. They ran Jeff Cron off, and he eventually picked up the foul and was at the line.
Ken Opako and Bill Wedlake, both from the University of Winnipeg. Of course, Opako, great player there in the late 70s and early 80s. And Bill Wedlake, the current head coach. 27-24, now a 3-point lead. Oak Park maintaining control. Cron was able to hit on 1 of 2 of those free throws. Just the ball back outside.
Shaftesbury staying with this monster defense, zone defense they like to play.
Shot from the outside by Burrows, comes up a little long.
Shaftesbury getting the ball down the floor quickly that time.
McCullough puts it on the floor, and he's fouled. And then Mangron will pick up his 3rd personal foul, the team's first of this half.
Could be a key factor in the game. Lennon picked up his 3rd foul. Here we come down. Shaftesbury gets it deep to the corner, up the floor quickly. They catch Oak Park before they're ready to set their defense up, and they pick up the foul.
Mangron now with 3 personal fouls outside Ryan Fraser, number 3. 3-point lead for the Titans.
A lot of pressure around Todd. 3-4 men at times.
McCullough goes up, good hands, gets it off the front iron, and number 24 for Shaftesbury, Dave Christensen, will pick up his 1st personal foul, the team's first of this half.
That's got to be wearing Todd down. He's got to be pretty tired with Tim leaning on him all the time and constantly help from the backside. It's got to be taking its toll on Todd. Mind you, he's got to get used to that. He's going to see a lot more of it as the season progresses. Shaftesbury playing in a trapping defense this time.
Burrows pulls up short. Gets it to roll off both rims, but it pops back out. Shaftesbury right now looking to go in front by 5.
Just missed that shot a little earlier. That was a good shot for him to take.
Number 22 there, Jeff Cron. He's picked up 3 points here in this 3rd quarter. Mangron tried to go inside, dissed the ball off. The ball's knocked away, and the Titans come back very quickly. 3-on-2. Slow things up, and both teams set up their offense and defense.
sure Coach Gooch was concerned to see whether his 7-footer was going to get up off the floor and get down on the offensive player. Stayed down with an injury that time.
Lucas, number 21 for Shaftesbury. Pardon me, that was Colin Jones for Shaftesbury, number 21. Shaftesbury with a 3-point lead, being more patient now on offense.
Oak Park really giving Fraser a lot of room at the top of the key. Oh, they didn't count that one.
Rob Tim picking up his 3rd personal foul, the team's 3rd of this half.
Interesting call there. I thought maybe that basket might have counted.
I heard a whistle there just before he was turned around, so in that case I think the foul did come before the shot, and good call. Fraser is open, he's not going to take that shot.
Reluctant to take that shot.
Once again, he's not really looking at the basket, he just takes the ball back out. Shaftesbury is really content now to just put on the brakes in this offense. Fraser, nice move inside.
Oh,
the opening was there and he took it.
Super job, super job. Kind of lulled them to sleep, Oak Park, that time, and was able to take it to the basket.
A 5-point lead, Shaftesbury's largest lead of the game. Outside, number 23, Chris Lucas.
Oak Park again picking up the pressure full court and a flurry of offense for this game, Blair.
Certainly has. He had very little scoring in that second quarter. Both teams now coming out. 5 points being picked up by Shaftesbury and 3. McCullough looks to pass. Ball across. Played almost 4 minutes now in this 3rd quarter. Pass inside to McCullough. A little turnaround fingertip roll.
That's going to give Oak Park a lot of trouble if they allow that to continue to happen. Todd getting the ball in rhythm, getting up above his head. Nice soft little hook shot. One of the things we should mention right now, Blair, is that Shaftesbury has had one of their players leave and go back to Calgary, where a part of his family is, and he was a very apt outside shooter, and that's one of the reasons why we've got such a low scoring game. Shaftesbury not having the outside shooting ability without one of their players who has returned to Calgary. Matt Hilte was that player's name who's returned to Calgary. Good outside player. Shaftesbury's missing him.
Fraser again penetrates on the inside, and the foul will go on, I believe, number 4, Lennon Mangron, and that will be his 4th personal foul, and he'll have to come out of the game.
Lennon Mangron picks up his 4th foul.
Replay coming up. Fraser getting a lot of room on the outside, decides to take it. Nice little crossover dribble, finds a seam, takes it up.
Shot, second opportunity. Number 24, McCullough gets a 3rd opportunity, and this time the basket will count, and he'll go to the line with a chance to complete a 3-point play.
Very key turn of events there, Blair, with Lennon Mangron picking up his 4th foul. You'd like to think it was a good piece of coaching strategy on Coach Gooch's part, telling Cron to take it at Lennon, challenging the referees to call that foul.
Mulvey will pick up his 3rd personal foul and the team's 5th of this half. So very early, Oak Park with 5 personal fouls, and McCullough completes a 3-point play.
I believe that's his first free throw shot of the game.
That is correct. That'll be 15 points now for McCullough. 34-27, a 7-point lead, the largest lead entertained by either one of these teams.
Shaftesbury being allowed to set up their offense. Oak Park not taking them out of their offensive seams right now. Again, giving Fraser lots of room at the top of the key.
Inside, 5 minutes now remaining in the 3rd quarter. Nice move inside by Jones. Ball's partially deflected, and the Raiders come back. Timeout right now by Oak Park as they trail by 7 with 4 minutes and 44 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter.
Coach Cassetto calling this timeout obviously to try to figure out some offensive scheme to keep the pace with the scoring, not wanting Shaftesbury to take the lead.
Well, we've talked about a lot of tradition here at this Winnipeg Invitational tournament, and the fan support has been a tradition since the opening years of this tournament. We've got another capacity crowd here at the Tech Box Gymnasium. We're taking in an entertaining basketball game.
An entertaining slam dunk contest at halftime, Blair.
Yes, we had that as well. Some of the top high school players, as well as a couple of university players participating in the annual slam dunk competition. I think one of the athletes from Murdoch McKay won that competition, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's go, guys. Relax. You're doing fine. You're doing great. You're doing good, guys. Let's go. Keep it up.
Shaftesbury obviously very elated with their play of the last 6 minutes, obviously taking a 7-point lead in an otherwise basket-for-basket game. Oak Park's got to look at getting a little bit more consistent scoring. They've been taken out of their offensive set, and they haven't been as aggressive defensively as they were in the first half. They've allowed Shaftesbury to pick up some easy buckets and to get into their offensive rhythm. Obviously, Todd picking up 2 buckets there.
Inside to Tim. Tim just back out again in the corner. Oak Park really doing a good job moving that ball around to Tim this time. Tries to go underneath McCullough. Not able to get the roll.
Any other time, Tim would have taken that ball up for a soft bank off the board, but with a 7-footer standing in the way, he had to change a shot. Shaftesbury comes away with the ball.
Just getting that ball inside. He's put under pressure. Travel ball.
McCullough, that was one of the most aggressive moves I've seen him take it to the basket. If he starts finding out that he can do that a little bit more often, the rest of us are in big trouble.
What a nice steal by Frazier. Went out of bounds, but what a great play to cut off that passing lane, intercept the ball.
Number 5, Jeff Pahinski, into the game for Oak Park. He's a very good outside shooter. Look for him to maybe start taking a few of those outside shots.
Check my score sheet here. I don't have him down, but we'll find him here. Nice move, Oak Park on the outside. Mulvey. Ball's tipped out of bounds again, this time off of the Raiders.
That was a good shot. Oak Park moved the ball correctly, got into Mulvey's hands. He had a couple of buckets right there at the end of the first half, unable to capitalize on that shot, though.
3 minutes and 40 seconds now remaining in this third quarter. McCullough leaning inside, and he'll be called for the clearing out foul there. That's his second, the team's second of this half.
Oak Park, again, doing a good job that time. First time, actually, this half, perhaps, of not allowing Shaftesbury to set up in their offensive sets, causing McCullough to take the pushing foul.
McCullough seems to be getting a little frustrated down low with all the attention he's receiving on the offensive end.
Well, Oak Park's doing a good job keeping him out. No doubt in a sequence like that, the foul could have gone either way. It's just unfortunate Todd got pegged with a little more aggressive play.
Lucas now on the left-hand side, going cross court. Lucas open. Not going to take that shot. Steps into the paint there. Goes over top of McCullough. Things are just not falling right now for the Raiders.
Oak Park doing a good job of keeping up a fast break layup that time, getting back quickly while one of their mates was on the floor.
Frazier again forcing his way inside. McCullough going over top. And he'll be called for his third personal foul.
Well, Blair, interesting turn of events again. Todd McCullough picking up his third foul. Coach Gooch looking down the bench to see if he can find someone to step in and for the last 2 minutes of this third quarter. Decides not to take him out.
Continue at a fairly slow pace here, low scoring. 3 points scored in the first 7.5 minutes of this quarter by the Oak Park Raiders. That's got them in some difficulties. They trail by 7. And again, that shot just deflected and moving off to the side. Oak Park able to maintain possession.
Chris Lucas doing a good job of getting the offensive boards that time.
Burrows looks across to Lucas. Lucas steps right. Heads towards the baseline, but nothing is there. Good quick defense by Shaftesbury to cut him off. And a great hand check there by Luba.
Number 10 for Shaftesbury, Manolastis, doing a great job in the monster position. He plays in the middle of that zone and has the responsibility of getting to the corners to prevent any kind of penetration.
Inside, McCullough again reaching over top. Pushes this one in for 2 points.
You can't fault Oak Park on that play, Blair. They had position, just pure height.
21 points in the game for Todd McCullough as his team leads 36-27, a 9-point lead, their largest lead of the game, with a minute and a half remaining here in this third quarter.
Shaftesbury really picking up the intensity on defense, turned it over though right away.
Looking for that pass break, not getting a good pass away. Park again continue to move that ball, looking for the open man for that shot, realizing there's nothing inside. Sometimes they've had Tim open inside and Lucas on the outside. Neither one of them was going to be able to take that, or has been able to take the shot.
Awful tough to keep playing like this, being patient for the shot. Oftentimes what will happen is somebody will get a little antsy and take a poor shot. That last particular time was a good shot, a good hustle for the rebound, but they've got to try to get somebody in a set position. Obviously now with 30 seconds left in the quarter, Oak Park will be satisfied to play for the last shot, Blair.
Burrows moved inside and took a nice shot, went off the back air and popped out, and Mulvey was there to pick that one up. They set things up once again now with just 20 seconds remaining. They're right, they're going to set up for one shot.
Maybe cut this lead down a little bit by 2 or 3, depending on the situation. Chris Lucas thought about it, pulled it back.
Inside to Burrows. Now we're down to 10 seconds. Burrows trying to move inside. Mulvey stay able to maintain. Lucas from three-point range, and again, nothing was going down in that third quarter. Only 3 points for the Oak Park Raiders, and they trail by 9 after 3 quarters.
Well, you saw Shaftesbury really pick up the intensity during that last 10 seconds of the quarter, knowing that Oak Park was looking to set up a shot. They just picked it up a little bit. A key play, though, Mulvey not taking that shot on the baseline. You saw Todd McCullough down there, decided to pull it back, and it really threw them off their tempo there. I think the rest of the Oak Park fellas thought he might have put that one up, and they had a chance on the board.
Get a board. Okay? If we got a fast break, we're firing. Otherwise, you find the guard. Okay? We don't need any great passes today, guys. We need good passes. Okay? Calling your back in now. Okay? Watch carefully. Toddy, I want you to start here. Colin, you start here. Ryan, you got the ball. Okay? Ready? Chris, you're wide. You're wide. Jeffrey, you're over here. So this is the way it looks. Here's where we are, okay? Take it on the dribble here, Ryan. You can enter the ball to the 2. Okay? Jeffrey, I want you to flash here. What we're going to do is what we did to St. Paul's last year, okay? We're going to flash the offside guy in. We're going to make the entry here. You intern, all right? Colin and Todd, you both step over top. All right? They can't cover both guys on the block. Somebody's going to have single coverage. All right? If you got the shot, tap it on the block. If you can't get it to Jeff, you give it to Ryan, and he'll give it to Jeff. All right? All right, Ryan, Jeffrey, so here you go, boys. All right? Right here.
Blair, that time Coach Gooch is telling his guys to be patient, look for the fast break, but take it only if they've got a layup. The comment he made about the passing might be an interesting one to people watching the game, about not wanting great passes, but having good passes. What he's talking about is nothing flashy. They don't need to have anything flashy. They need solid passing.
Bill Wedlake, head coach at the University of Winnipeg Westman, looks on to the action here as we get ready for the fourth quarter, the fourth and final quarter of this championship game here at the Witt Invitational Basketball Tournament. 36-27. Shaftesbury gains a 9-point lead here by dominating quarter number 3.
Oak Park's got to be very careful in this situation. They don't want to get into this fourth quarter and have Shaftesbury pick up a bucket or 2 early off the start. They're just too good at holding the ball, and of course they've always got the insurance policy of Todd McCullough down low. They're going to have to make something happen. Usually in a situation like this, I try to tell my guys to win the first 2 minutes. Let's go out and play tough for the first 2 minutes, pick up a bucket, cut the lead in half. In this situation, cut the lead in half, and take it into the last couple of minutes there a little more evened up.
Oak Park will start with the basketball, and they need a couple quick baskets here. Only 1 field goal in that third quarter.
Oak Park, Coach Cassano electing to go with Mangren here in the fourth quarter, even though he has 4 fouls.
Brennan Mangren, number 4, with 4 personal fouls. Todd McCullough has 3 for the Shaftesbury Titans. They will play a key role in the final 10 minutes of this game for their respective teams. Ball inside to Mulvey. He goes up, and he'll go to the line with a chance to complete a 3-point play.
Excellent passing by the Oak Park Raiders, and that's exactly what I was talking about, Blair. Go in there, take a solid shot, get a bucket, and it's worked out well for him. Here on the replay, we see some good passing. The ball's inside, and Oak Park catching Shaftesbury in a shift. They were able to hit it through the seams.
This man Elastis picking up his first personal foul. Team's fourth of this half. Unable to complete that three-point play. We've got a 7-point lead. Shaftesbury will make it to 9. Oh, nice move by Jeff Braun.
Big bucket, big bucket. Oak Park not expecting that at all.
38-29. First minute gone by here in this fourth quarter.
Lots of time left in this game, Blair. Oak Park being very patient, knowing that they can pick up a bucket, play good defense, come down and pick another one up. We've got a brand new ball game.
Extremely low-scoring affair here. Both teams waiting and very patient on offense. Looking for that good shot. Oak Park knows they're only going to have a few shots that they could possibly take, so they're waiting till that ball gets moved into the opening. Another foul, this time number 22. Jeff Crom will pick up his first personal foul, the team's fifth of this half.
Interesting point to note that with Oak Park taking so much time to shoot the ball and Shaftesbury playing into defense, which requires a tremendous amount of energy to play, sometimes they'll get a little antsy and tend to reach their hand in and pick up a cheap foul. That play, of course, perfectly legal. You can go back over center off any inbounds pass. Shaftesbury running or Oak Park rather running the West Burrows on the baseline, set up beautifully for a shot. And there we go,
with three.
Within the first 2 minutes, they've cut the lead down to a respectable 6 points, and Oak Park picking up a little bit more momentum.
38-32. 8 minutes now remaining.
After a bucket like that, particularly a three-point shot, it's a lot easier to go down and play defense. Watch for Oak Park here to come away with a steal, or certainly a good deflection here on a pass, and take it down for yet another scoring opportunity.
Right now, they're very content to keep the ball on the outside. Oak Park challenging them to come outside and get the ball. If Oak Park's not going to come out and challenge that ball, they're just going to keep moving it around the outside.
Well, they're really trying to get it inside to Todd. Obviously, Shaftesbury feels they need a hoop now. They're looking for their main guy inside. Oak Park defending them with the two players front and back, making it very difficult for them to get the ball inside there. Shaftesbury swings aside, trying to open something up, find Cron at the top.
Cron moves inside, goes up, and Lucas will pick up the foul, but good job there by Shaftesbury to keep waiting and making Oak Park make the first move.
One of the things that's very tough to do, Blair, is play defense. Here we're going to see the replay of that last shot. Chris Lucas looked like he had pretty good defensive position, probably just leaned over a little bit at the top.
Chris Lucas picking up his fourth personal foul, so Oak Park now in foul trouble. 38-32, a 6-point lead. Will make it 7 as Jeff Cron has scored himself 6 points here in the second half.
As I was saying, Blair, before we broke to that replay, it's pretty tough to play good aggressive defense beyond 25 or 30 seconds. And both teams hoping to take advantage of that someone on the defense will lay up, maybe straighten their knees out a little bit after 20, 25 seconds and enable a quick drive for the score.
8-point lead right now for Shaftesbury with 7 minutes remaining. Burrows driving right across the line. Shot on the outside, Mangron. That shot goes long.
They had Burrows on the baseline again, but Shaftesbury very aware that he hit that three just a minute ago and took it away from him.
Again, they look for McCullough inside. If they can't get it to him, they'll bring it back out. Open shot here. We've got another foul underneath. And number 4, Lennon Mangron, has just picked up his 5th personal foul, and he'll be leaving the game.
Well, if we can get a replay of that, fellas, I'd like to see that. I missed it completely, Blair. Did you see it?
I thought he was away from the ball, and all of a sudden he just looked over.
Sure, we got it coming up on the replay. Here it comes inside. Oh, we missed it there too.
Something happened just before that, whether we got the push in or the reach to get position. But he has picked up his 5th personal foul, and he'll sit the remaining 6 minutes and 38 seconds with his team trailing by 8.
That's really an unfortunate turn of events. As a coach, Blair, and one of your better players has picked up his 4th personal foul. You've got a quarter to play. There's always a question as to whether or not you leave him sitting on the bench, maybe save him for the last couple minutes, or put him in. Obviously, Coach Asano felt if Lennon was sitting on the bench, the game might get a little bit out of hand. So the risk-reward indicated that he'd get him in at the start of the 4th quarter. Unfortunately, he's picked up his foul, and you hate to see that kind of foul. Away from the ball. Tough call to make. Let's see how Oak Park responds. And they respond by bringing Chris Lucas, who also has 4, back in the game.
They have to pull out all stops right now with only 6 minutes 38 seconds remaining, and they're trailing by 8 points at the line. Number 50, Todd McCullough, 21 points in the game. Unsuccessful, but right there is number 22, Jeff Cron, and he leads all scorers in the second half with 9 points.
Good rebound by Cron, slipping inside the Oak Park defender to pick up that offensive rebound.
Shaftesbury now with their biggest lead of the game. It's a 10-point lead at 42-32.
Still very patient. Lots of time left in this basketball game yet.
Just over 6 minutes remaining. Inside, Mulvey steps around, goes up nice and high for 2.
Mulvey picking up his first bucket, I believe, this half. But as you remember, he hit a couple at the end of that first half to really spur on the Oak Park offense. Maybe it's his turn to step up and be counted for.
Back down to an 8-point Titan lead. Inside to McCullough. He'll turn around jump shot for 2.
That time Oak Park went to a straight up heads up man-to-man offense, and Todd McCullough is very tough to check man-to-man, as you can see. Shaftesbury picked it up right away and got it inside. He capitalized with the 2 points.
Ryan Fraser, number 3, losing control, but able to keep the dribble. Inside to McCullough, trying to dish it off. He's all by himself, stepped on the foot. Knocked out of bounds.
The crowd obviously wanting a call made, but I have to agree with officials on that. It was one of those situations, Blair, where a call might have taken away from the game, because really, what were you going to call?
Stepped on someone's foot, was on the ground, and had a little bit of a slide, but I think he's able to maintain his pivot foot, so not much there. And the foul's on number 21, Wes Burrows, his 2nd personal foul, the team's 7th. At the bonus line, number 3, Ryan Fraser for Shaftesbury.
Shaftesbury starting to take a little bit more control of this game at this point in time.
Shaftesbury now with a 12-point lead. That is their largest lead of the game. Burrows with a little extra spin there. Mulvey on the outside, nice move. Dishes it back out to Lucas.
Lucas is one of the players that can shoot the 3-point shot, and he just hasn't got the ball in his step. It's very difficult for a guy to get his rhythm when he's not getting the ball in step. There he is on this side. He's got the ball up, but he's a little short this time. Oh, really hit after the fact.
Mulvey going up on McCullough. McCullough will pick up his 4th personal foul.
Fouls really tending to come into play, Blair, in this game. Coach, over here we see it on replay.
Reaching in and getting his hand on number 40, Mulvey, hitting him down to the floor. So with 4 minutes and 42 seconds remaining, a 12-point Shaftesbury lead, we have a timeout.
got like a half second more to shoot the ball. Okay, so make them reach over here. All right, swing it like that. Penetrate. Hey, they're taking away reverse pass. So the outside guy, that might be you or you right now, come to the ball and shorten up the pass over here. Because they're taking away reverse pass on us right now, so it's got to come through you. And then swing it the other way, but make a good bloody pass. All right, when we got there, hey, pump and go. Okay, and maybe dish. Okay, or look for your shot right away. Come on, boys. All right, hey, we got lots of time yet. Lots of time. Let's go. Hey, let's chip away here. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Let's chip away.
Pointed out that the Shaftesbury defense has taken the around the horn. That's the perimeter reversal pass. So he's told his guys to go through Tim in the high post. Let's see if they can do it.
We'll be looking for that as they set up here with 4 minutes and 42 seconds remaining, and you're watching the championship final, the 19th annual Winnipeg Invitational Tournament here on video on Cable 11 Sports. At the line, number 40, Mulvey, to shoot 2.
Mulvey puts a lot of nice rotation. I really like the way he's shot. It's interesting enough of the Oak Park starters. He's the guy that's probably the least concerned for opposing coaches, but he's played a very good ball game today.
36-35, successful 1 of 2, and Oak Park again looking to get that ball back with aggressive defense, and they pick up another foul.
Coming up with something a little bit different, a little more aggressive trapping defense, as you said. But you've got to keep your hands up in that situation.
At the line, number 22 for Shaftesbury, Jeff Cron. Cron with 9 points here in this second half. At 10, he has 13 in the game.
I might point out right now, too, Blair, that in speaking with Coach Gooch before the game, they've elected not to use a platoon system, partly because a few of the players that as we mentioned earlier, have gone on or are not currently with the team. So it's really interesting to see how these boys from Shaftesbury have responded. Usually they're used to a couple minutes rest every quarter.
From the outside,
there you saw the ball be reversed through Tim. As Coach Casano said in that last time out, it was very effective. They didn't get the shot, but they picked up the offensive rebound.
Tim turns inside for 2 points.
Oak Park picking up the defense a little bit, looking for a trap, possibly to lull Shaftesbury into making an errant pass.
Inside, 4 minutes remaining, 47-37, a 10-point lead. Fraser from McCullough, he's being pushed off, and Tim, not so sure what the call was there. Travel ball?
They called travel ball up. Fraser went up, wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do, and dished it off to McCullough. He wasn't quite ready for it. And there we go, the reverse pass through the high post. Mulvey this time in the high post.
Tim now steps inside there. At the screen, Lucas trying to step inside. Good job there to take the ball away as Jeff Cron get a hand in.
Good strong move to the hole by Fraser, but Cron made an equally good defensive play by stripping him of the ball.
We'll come around, give and go here for Fraser with 2.
One of the oldest plays in the book, Blair, the old give and go.
Inside, 3 minutes, 10 seconds remaining, and Shaftesbury now in complete control, up 49-37, tied their largest lead in the game of 12.
Fraser doing a great job of controlling the tempo of this game. Wes Burrell's doing everything he can to disrupt his
Burrell's challenging. We got a battle going on there. Finally, Fraser gets the ball off. Burrell stays right on top of Fraser. They can't get the ball, and Lucas gets a hand in. Gets it over to Burrells, and he goes up strong, and he is hit hard.
I'll say. One of the Shaftesbury players a little slow getting up, Jeff Cron.
Number 24, that was Dave Christensen picking up his second personal foul, and at the line for Oak Park, 21, Wes Burrells. Timeout by Oak Park here with just 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining, and they trail by 12.
Coach Asano's probably called this timeout to talk about a defensive adjustment, maybe see if they can pick a few more of those steals up.
Inside the Oak Park huddle.
Okay, that'll be Robbie right now. He's got the screen. Set a screen.
That's what we're following. Going at it right away. Right away.
You don't get a foul right away, but left the ball. Don't come out and foul a guy. Make a dribble. Make a dribble, force him left, and left the ball. I mean, you're the best guy to play on the team. You can't bother.
Replay of that last shot going up. Westboro's going strong to the hole.
Not right away, right? Yeah, but hey, but make sure you go up to, like, go up to the right guy.
Number 2, go for the ball.
Coach Cassano in a timeout has instructed his players to be a lot more aggressive trying to steal the ball. In this situation here with only 2 minutes and 47 seconds left and down by the margin that they are, they're taking a chance that they will come up with the steals as opposed to the foul. And the foul's not such a bad thing either because they want the clock to stop.
Only 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining with a 12-point deficit. They're right, they'll need to score quite often. Hopefully that clock stopped.
Unfortunately, the free throw percentage hasn't been as strong as it could be in this second half.
Burrows good on 1 of 2 and cuts it down to 11-point Shaftesbury lead. Pressure now being put on by the Raiders. Burrows picking up the foul. That will be his 3rd personal foul.
Not a bad guy to foul, actually. Manalanis hasn't gone to the line that much this game, hasn't taken that many shots. He's more of a defensive specialist.
Manalanis at the line, number 10 for the Titans. Successful on the front end of the bonus. That's his first point of the game.
He responds to the challenge by hitting nothing but net.
Point lead, the largest lead now of the game for Shaftesbury. 2 minutes 35 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. 3-point opportunity from the outside. Over 21. West Burrows.
Very aggressive full court defense now by the Oak Park team, getting a double team and a turnover right there.
Burrows with 2 threes and a foul on number 24, Dave Christensen. His 3rd personal foul, and that will send Oak Park down to the bonus line.
Oak Park does a nice job here of getting that shot up. A little penetration and dish. Mulvey can really help the cause out by hitting both of these shots.
Coach Gooch looking around here with only 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining, and his team up by 10 points. Again, Oak Park with a lot of pressure. Not able to hit those free throws, and that's hurt them in this 4th quarter. Elastis now, and there's another foul. Burrows just being too aggressive there, and you'd expect a call like that. You get away with it once or twice, but not 3 times.
Well, again, following the strategy that Coach Cassano talked about in the last timeout, to go for the ball, be very aggressive. If you pick up the foul, you pick up the foul. You can't afford to let Shaftesbury burn too much time off the clock.
And Shaftesbury doing a good job from the free throw line.
Absolutely, Blair. The difference in the game right now is Shaftesbury's converting the free throw shots. Oak Park isn't.
Ball's taken away over the hands of McCullough. They're going up quite high to pull that one down. Inside, 2 minutes remaining here in this 4th quarter. On 11-point Shaftesbury lead. Looking for the threes from the outside. McCullough, and that will be number 5 on number 50, Todd McCullough.
Good play selection by Oak Park. Moving the ball quickly around the outside. They have their 3 strongest 3-point shooters at least left in the game at this point in time. Here we see it. They're looking around the outside. Obviously, they're looking for the 3-point shot, reversing, looking to penetrate and pitch as they did in that last time. Chris Lucas does a good job of cracking the seam. Tim, strong move to the hole, causing McCullough to pick up his 5th foul.
1 minute and 44 seconds remaining. Number 50, Todd McCullough, leaves the game with 21 points. And there's Coach Randy Cassano from Oak Park.
Seal and make sure you foul. Every time down, the ball's got to go inside to Robert James. Every time down, if they double and collapse, you got to kick it out and let's take threes.
Hey, you're in on the ball, right? Okay, let's push the ball up the floor. Let's push the ball up the floor as quick as I can. Yeah, right now. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Goes inside to Robert. Guys, it's still in this.
Oak Park coaching staff coming up with a very solid philosophy for this last minute and 44. They want to take the ball inside. With McCullough out of the game now, Oak Park does have at least an equal height advantage inside. If they get the ball inside and take it to the hole, there's a chance that they'll get the bucket, stop the clock, and convert to three-point play as they're doing on this situation. If they're double teamed down low, should open up somebody on the outside for a spot up three-pointer.
Rob Tim, and he now has 6 points in the game. Tim unsuccessful on the second, but Lucas there, we get the ball back for the Oak Park Raiders. Coach Clappick mentioned we got to go up for threes. The ball's taken away. Now Lasterson, he's fouled on the play. And that foul will go on number 20 from Oak Park, Paul Evans. Evans picking up his first personal foul.
Really too bad that time that Oak Park hustled to get the ball and ended up turning it over right away again. It seems to be kind of a tone for this whole second half for Oak Park.
Ball's knocked away again, and this time number 21, Colin Jones, comes away for Shaftesbury.
Look for Oak Park to foul as quickly as they can here, but the referee's not helping them out here in this situation.
There's a foul with a minute and 19 remaining, and Oak Park down by 10.
Because Oak Park was actually looking for a call a lot sooner than that. It burned off about 8 or 9 seconds there, passing the ball back and forth, and that's not what they want in this situation.
Going to the line, number 4, Josh Leba for Shaftesbury. He is successful from the free throw line.
Claire, the tail of the tape on this game is the free throw shooting of Shaftesbury in the final going. They've just kept pace. They've kept that 10-point margin that time, although that was an air ball. They've just been able to keep that 10-point pace, and Oak Park has missed some key free throws. Had they have made them, this score would be a lot closer.
Game right now, if Oak Park had hit from the line, Shaftesbury maintained that lead as you mentioned. Move inside, and the foul on number 21, Jones.
There we see the strategy that the Oak Park coaching staff, Coach Cassano, Coach Clappick, talking about taking the ball inside, hopefully picking up the foul and stopping the clock, getting those points scored on the line. Unfortunately, the guys haven't been able to hit. Here we see them pushing up the ball very quickly. The ball's reversed. There's a seam in the defense. Pinsky going strong to the hole, picking up the foul.
Back down to a 10-point lead as Oak Park calls a timeout here with just a minute 7 remaining.
One of the things that Oak Park might be talking about this time is getting the hands in the ball of number 5, Jeff Bahinski. He's a very, very good shooter and a very good three-point shooter at that.
Wes, where's Paul? Okay, I want you in here. You know what you're doing? Yeah. Okay. We're doubling up front here. Okay, Chris, you float. You float this area here. Okay, you got this area. Okay, and Robbie, you're playing deep.
Hey, if we get steals,
Robbie over here.
We're going to push it up, take it to the hole. Take it to the hole, I think it's stop, take it out, we got to take it.
Yeah, we got to take some threes. We got to start looking.
Let's go.
No, we're going after. Help on the inbounder. Push it this way. Make it go that way, then we'll let the trap. Okay, we're going after the ball. Okay, let's go. Be smart like that. Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3.
Blair, Oak Park's going to come out with a very aggressive full-court zone press. Lots of gambling. The only chance they really have now to get back in the game is if they can gamble, take a couple of steals, and then, as I said, shoot some threes up. It's quite possible that should that strategy work, and they pick up a 3, maybe get a steal, take it strong to the hole, pick up a 2 and a foul, stop the clock, they could be right back in it.
Jeff Maninsky at the line to shoot the second of 2 here from the free throw line. They put a little bit extra on this ball. Ball comes loose. force, but Oak Park not able to get the rebound. Inside a minute now remaining. Whistle's not going, and then finally it does go.
Tough break. Again, as we've said all along in this second half, Blair, Oak Park not converting on the free throws. I'm sure coaching staff from Oak Park will have something to say in the next practice session about that.
Spending a little bit of time from the charity stripe, I'm sure, at that next practice. Atlantis continues this pace for Shaftesbury, increases their lead to 11.
He's really played well, number 10, Atlantis. He's played a strong defensive game, and he's really come through some clutch free throw shooting.
55-43, the 12-point lead, the largest lead of the game, back down to 9. Lucas from the outside.
Oak Park's going to have to foul. They're just letting too much time burn off the clock here.
Take the ball away.
Steal.
He goes up for 2. It's a 7-point ball game.
Smart play by Fraser that time. Not going for the block, not picking up the foul.
Pardon me, it's a 10-point ball, or pardon me, 8 points. 55-47 with just 25 seconds remaining.
Fraser did a good job on that last play down, as I was saying, Blair. He held up. He could have gone for the block, but there was a chance that Pahinski would have made the free throw shot, and he would have picked up a foul, allowing them to get another scoring opportunity with the stop clock. The stop clock.
Been a long evening.
Long night. That slam dunk contest took a little bit more out of me than I thought.
55-48, a 7-point lead. They've got that corrected, so after 3 opportunities, I think I did have it right the first time. Just 25 seconds remaining.
But at this point in time in the game, Blair, it looks like Shaftesbury will be repeating as champions of the 19th WIT tournament, 19th annual WIT tournament.
Number 22, Jeff Cron, gets off a dozen points here in the second half. Goes up from 3-point range. Tim comes from 2 inside the paint. Makes it a 7-point ball game, but just 14 seconds remain.
Those free throws, those missed free throws by Oak Park really looming large right now. Shaftesbury sends number 3 Fraser to the line. Really could put the icing on the cake here with a couple of completed free throws.
And Ryan Fraser successful on 6 of 7 opportunities from the free throw line. Make it 7 of 8, and with just 13 seconds remaining, that will put the end to this game. Fraser on the steal, coming up court, ball knocked away by Mahinsky. Just 5 seconds remain, but some good athletic ability shown in that last few seconds there by both teams.
I'll tell you, great hustle on both ends of the floor. The game virtually over with only 5 seconds left and no possession of the ball. Ryan Bahinsky really hustling down the floor for that block.
And that'll run out the clock now at the end, and that will count. 61-50, Shaftesbury lead as they win the 1994 Winnipeg Invitational Basketball Championship.
Kind of interesting, Ryan Fraser hitting that outside shot, probably the only one he took the whole game long, kind of putting the icing on the cake for the 1994 WIT win.
Well, congratulations to Shaftesbury, and next week I'm sure they may take over that #1 ranking. An outstanding performance tonight. Oak Park played them tough for the first half, came out at 24-24, but 3 third quarter points did not help their cause.
Oak Park just couldn't keep the pace with the scoring, and I really believe that the missed free throws down the stretch in the latter part of the third and fourth quarter really cost them the game. Had they made those free throw shots, it would have been a lot closer going into the game.
Well, Shaftesbury wins that one 61-50, and they should take over the #1 ranking. Brent, thanks very much. It was a great evening here, and we saw some good basketball. Look forward to the provincials coming up in about a month's time.
Thank you, Blair. And I'd like to thank all the tournament organizers for the opportunity to work the game. Really enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun.
All right, another outstanding Winnipeg Invitational tournament. Please join us about a month time as we'll be back with the 1994 Provincial 4A Championships from the University of Winnipeg.